G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, we've still got a cloudy week ahead of us, but not as much rain as we've been getting recently. That being said though, I need to finish off that project that I was showing you last week with getting those brackets made, because when we can get back up to the block, I want to try and get some of those beams hoisted up on top of the posts so that we can get that shed cover made over the timber mill. So just heading down to the Burnie's men's shed now, and I'll be able to get some more work done on these brackets. I'm sure there'll be a lot more in this episode as well, but we'll have to see what weather gives us during the week, decide where we're going to go from there. Anyway, sit back, enjoy, see what we got on for this week. G'day everyone. Well, I hope the audio comes out okay on this. Sorry for such a drab plain background. That's about all I was able to get done, was just that little bit of welding and stuff. The last week or so it's been very wet again. We've also moved our rental places as well, so we're not living down by the river anymore. Sad not to be by the river because it was beautiful, but that house was really small, and seriously it looks like it's going to be another 12 months or so before we're going to be living on our block. So with that being said, we needed to be able to unpack all of that gear out of our shipping container because it's been in there. Some of it's been in there almost 12 months, some of the stuff that was in there. A lot of it had been in there for at least 8 months, so we had to get that unpacked. So now we're just a couple of minutes further up the road from where we were. We're able to unpack a lot of our gear, which is fantastic. We've got more space, which is just amazing. The place we've got has a nice wood fireplace in the lounge room, which is just beautiful because, as you know, we've got plenty of wood. Mind you, I need to be able to get onto the block to get the wood, and then I need to dry it out. So that in itself is a challenge with how wet it's been. So a couple of quick updates too with our progress. As you may recall from earlier episodes when I did explain the process, basically with council, we have to put in planning approvals, telling them what we want to do on the block, where we want to put houses and the BMX tracks and all that sort of stuff, set the campground up. The planning approval will then get approved. And then we need to submit building approvals, which is more like the architectural, more specific designs. And then we need to get them approved. Now, when the planning approval was in, it was progressing through, and then council said, hang on, your entire block is a private timber reserve. What that means is that any tree that gets chopped down, we need to replant trees in that same spot. Well, one of the areas we wanted to put the main house is actually in a forested part of the block, which means we wanted to clear 7 acres and not replant because we wanted a cleared area around the house. So we had to revoke the private timber reserve on that 7 acres. That was a 3-month process. So we put that in, I think it was around about March or April. Anyway, we got that through. That was finalized a couple of weeks ago. So that private timber reserve on those 7 acres has been revoked. Problem was the planning approval was basically put on ice until we had that resolved. They wouldn't continue going through other things. So planning approval was on hold for 3 months while the revocation of the private timber reserve took place. Now that that's done, planning approval is progressing again. We'll see what else they come up with. Hopefully there's no other little stopping points. Hopefully that will just go through now and be approved. Once approved, then building approval, then we need to build. So that's why I say it's probably going to be 12 months before we're even able to move up onto the block and live on the block. Anyway, doesn't mean we can't be doing stuff on the block in the meantime when the rain stops. Okay, the other thing is our Crown land access. So again, one of the tasks we've got to do is to get to our block, because there's no road frontage, there's a 500-meter strip of Crown land. We actually needed to apply to get access to that piece of land before we could put a road on it. Now that has been an 8-month process. We put in that application mid-January. We're now 21st of August today. And I was told last week that we should get that approval through in writing next week. Again, we need to wait for the rain to stop before we can start to put the road through though. And then that's going to be a several week process to put that through. So yeah, things have gone a lot slower than we planned, but we're making the most of it and we're getting through. We were told that the real rainy weather is normally July and August. Well, we're getting towards the end of August. They weren't wrong. It pretty much rained every single day of July, and I think there's only been maybe 3 dry days in August. Ironically, 2.5 of those days were the 2 days that we were moving house, which thank God for that. I really am grateful that it was dry to be able to move our stuff. They would have been 2 good days to be up on the block, but that's all right, we needed to move house. Anyway, things are progressing. We're well, we're fine. In Tassie, things are still pretty much normal. Our heart goes out to those people who are stuck in lockdown at the moment and are being, basically really badly mucked around and inconvenienced and whatnot with the COVID issue. So yeah, hopefully this lockdown doesn't last for too much longer. we'll see how we go. Anyway, if everyone does the right thing, hopefully we'll get past this pretty soon. Anyway, that's going to be it. I know it's a short video. We'll see what happens next week. Hopefully the weather dries up a bit. We can get up to the block and get some stuff done. And yeah, I'll get another video to you as soon as I can. So thanks for your patience. Take care. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk again soon. Cheers.